You're listening to Real Talk Texas with local expert Steve Hakes. Now, here's Steve.
Welcome back. I'm Steve Hakes. I'm your host here at Real Talk Texas, and I'm on a roll today. The guys were laughing during the break. I mean, I'm on my pulpit, and I'm very passionate about my industry, the real estate industry, the mortgage industry. It's taken its lumps over the last 15 years that I've been in it, and it's good to see things happening in a real positive fashion right now. I mean, we've got home prices going up, which, it sounds great for the sellers. It doesn't sound so great for the buyers, but on the same token, we're still not back to 2005 levels in pricing or home values, but I think we're going to gain it. I really think we're going to gain it all back this year. So I predicted a few shows ago that we're going to see home value increases in North Texas like unprecedented. Our home values typically, because of our lending policies and what happens in our marketplace, have really, if you take a house and you bought it 5 years ago, typically up until 2006, 2007 with the market meltdown, you could really take somebody's home and it increased about 5% a year over that period of time. Not like California, Florida, Nevada, where you see like 25, 50% increases. But here's something that should send a chill down your spine. First quarter 2013 versus 2012, 8% increase in North Texas. I don't think that's ever happened. I don't know. I had to check with the MetroTex Association of Realtors who provided this information, but I'm not so sure that's ever happened in North Texas. And I really think that we've got an anomaly here. We've got low interest rates, so we've got a buyer demand out there. Okay, you can still buy. It's cheaper to buy than to rent. Rents are going up. Every apartment owner that we talk to, and I do apartment lending as well, those people are telling me, their occupancy is at 95, 100%. So they're raising rents. They're all talking about getting that extra $20 a month, $100 a month for their renters because they have had to cut rents in the past. They're just trying to make up lost ground. And I think the sellers out there are trying to make up lost ground as well. So they're holding out and asking for pricing that's more acceptable to them. So we've got some things going on here right now that are pretty interesting for someone like myself in the marketplace. Before the break, we talked about what is a prequalification and what that means to you as a buyer. And a lot of our buyers are going out there and they're working with a realtor and they're presenting an offer on a really good house. If you want a sweet house, you better be prepared to pay over the list price, is what I'm being told by the realtors in a lot of cases, or you got to get your offer in very quickly. So it's so important to engage with the right realtor. You got to make sure that you've got somebody that's there for you and that has the technology to get an offer in front of somebody right away. We're going to e-signature for loans. They're going to e-signatures for contracts. So you can really do it with technology very quickly and make that offer. The other thing that we're seeing as far as the listing agents are getting pretty smart, they're kind of sitting back and waiting and letting these offers come in. So, Paul, our producer, showed me an article that was pretty interesting. People are getting creative to get their offer accepted. And there was a story in Housing Wire, and it was a story about this couple that they found the perfect house for them. They got 2 kids and a dog, and they found this house, and they were getting ready to make an offer. And their agent told them, look, there's going to be multiple offers on this house. You've got to get it in quickly. So what did they do? I love this. They got creative. They took a picture of their kids and their dog and their family. And not only did they submit a written offer, which, they're standardized forms that are submitted, they submitted a letter and a photograph of their family. And they talked about how much they loved that house and how much that yard would mean to their dog and their kids, and that it was just perfect for them. And they basically begged the people to sell them the house. Those sellers actually took a lower offer from them because they wanted to sell their house to somebody that would really appreciate their home. So that's crazy. To me, getting creative like that, it's pretty cool. So I don't know that you need to do that, but hey, it may be a trick up the sleeve if you see something that really, sets you apart as far as the homes that are on the marketplace. And what you'll find when you talk to your agents, you're going to find that There aren't that many homes on the market that are in that great a shape, and so the ones that are, again, they're getting multiple offers, so you got to be prepared. So how do I help you with that? Okay, if you call our office or you send me a text, I can take you 2 steps. One step is I get your pre-qualification ready. I pull your credit. I give you the advice on, okay, you've got this medical collection you didn't know about that's on there and it may be hurting your scores. I try to get you prepared so that when you're ready to go out to market, you've got everything straightened out. If you've got some dings on your credit, we can get those taken care of for you if they're legitimately wrong. So we have the ability to do that. We have something called rapid rescore. So normally it takes you 90 days to get some of those things off. We can pull those. We can get documentation from people saying this is false from you, from the people that are actually, reporting it falsely. Take that, and they're going to write in that letter, hey, we're going to notify the bureaus, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, that we inaccurately reported this on your credit. What happens is that letter goes out from them whenever they get to it, and it typically takes about 90 days to 120 days for your scores to improve. But what we can do, there's a fee associated with it, but we pay our credit bureau provider a fee for you. We send that documentation in, and they contact the bureaus, and they correct it within 7 days. Pretty cool. So now all of a sudden I can raise your scores. Sometimes I've seen as high as 40 points on a credit report to go from one thing to another. Also, I can give you advice. Maybe you've got too much on your credit cards, your leverage too high, and you need to lower those bills so that anything over 50% of your line of credit hurts you on your scores. So I'll give you that kind of consult, and I help you out there. So the next step that I do, so I've issued a pre-qualification letter. Maybe it's not the best terms. Maybe it is, depending on what your situation is. If I can improve it, I'm going to let you know how. The next step I do is I'm going to send you a checklist. And on that checklist, it's going to be all the things that I'm going to need to credit qualify you to buy a house. What I'm talking about is making your offer a cash offer versus an offer that you need to go out and get third-party financing on because you're already approved by third-party financing. All I need at that point is collateral information. And what collateral is what we're lending against. That means the house, the survey, the title, making sure that we get those things. In today's market, that can take a couple weeks because all the appraisers are backed up. So strategically, you got to be smart about this when you're getting ready to buy. And that's what we do at Affiliated Bank where I work. And so you want to contact me when you're getting ready to make this move. So if you're thinking about listing your house, you need to do the same thing. You need to if you're going to list your house, you're going to move somewhere, right? So you need to get a hold of us and get pre-qualified to buy your next house. That way, if somebody comes in and you sell your house in a day, that you're ready to go buy in the next 30 days. So you can close the same time they can. So you got to be just as qualified as the people that are buying your house. So you want to pull out your cell phone. You're going to put in our show number here, and we're going to help you out here. So put in 817-925-2546. That's 817-925-2546. Text our show here, and myself or one of our people in our office will call you, and we'll get you your pre-qualification. But just go ahead and send a text, say buy or sell. We'll help you either way. It's 2 different strategies, and we'll help you on both of those cases. Just go ahead and send that. And the number again is 817-925-2546. What we do once we get that checklist back from you is we're going to submit your file to underwriting. That's right. We're going to underwrite your file based on a credit approval. Most people won't do that, especially in today's marketplace when the underwriters are jammed up with files. But our bank right now still is offering a pre-credit approval. We meet with you, or you send everything in, and we get a full file put together. So all we're waiting on now is the property. It's a great strategy. I always call it making you a cash buyer, because a cash buyer would have to do the same thing. They would have to wait for that collateral information to come back before they can close on that house. So pretty cool way to go to market. It's a way that if your agent sends you something, we have a different letter for an approval versus a pre-qualification. If I'm selling my house to somebody and one realtor gives me a letter and say they're going to offer me $400,000 for my house, and it says that they're pre-qualified, and I got a pre-qualification letter, I look at who the lender is. If it's an online lender, lender. I don't put any value on that at all. If it's a local lender, if it's someone that looks more legitimate, I'm going to put some weight on that. So I'm going to look at that letter and I'm going to say, okay, here's an offer. They got to go get a loan. It's pre-qualified but not approved. Usually those pre-qualification letters say a lot of things like it hasn't been underwritten. The loan, you haven't been underwritten. They haven't actually seen your tax returns. So there's a lot of outs there, and it doesn't give me a lot of confidence as a listing or as an owner that's looking at your offer. Now we got my realtor coming in with you. He's got my pre-approval letter saying you've been fully credit underwritten. All we're waiting on is this, and I can close you in 2 weeks. And you're offering $395. Which one do you think the seller's going to take? In today's market, we've got so much. I mean, you've got to be really good as a lender in this marketplace because the guidelines are so strict. We don't get fallout here. I mean, because we know what we're doing. A lot of people that really are just kind of running things through computers, and they don't really understand the guidelines above and beyond what an initial computer look would be. They're having problems with pre-qualifying people, and then at the end of the day, a week before, you can talk to realtors. They'll tell you the war stories about a week before closing, the lender calls up and says, whoops, can't do this loan. Now everybody's wasting their time. The seller's got, there's a chain here. I have a big poster in our processing room right over Paul's desk. It says a picture of moving vans, and that's what I live for. I want to make sure all these moving vans move on that weekend, okay? I don't want to see anybody's moving van having to be canceled because their loan didn't get approved. We're talking about real estate in North Texas here. I'm your host, Steve Hakes. I love what I do. This is KLIF, Real Talk Texas, AM 570, news and information. Stay tuned. Next segment, we're going to talk about what extra things we do with our Make Sense mortgages here at Affiliated Bank.